Hello everyone, I'm 101darken here, and welcome to another one of my reviews, and this review is going to be a little bit different than usual. Normally well, for the last one I just kind of went through some stats, but this one's going to have pretty much the ground molding of what I want my next reviews to be like. I'm going to be following a list of things, like you'll see here. Maybe? I don't know if I'll have it here. They're down here. Anyways, today we're going to be reviewing a game called Yume Nikki, or something like that. I have the name there, and I'll have it there, obviously. And, yeah, without further ado, let's kind of get started. First up on the list is the history. To understand Yume Nikki, we gotta go back several years. Back to a time when indie games were still new. Programs came out to help the indie game developers, but one of which being RPG Maker 2003. RPG Maker would go on to be one of the most used. Heck, I'm using it to build my own game with RPG. In the year 2004, a Japanese indie developer by the name of, and I'm sorry for butchering this name, Kikiyama, I'm gonna put the name somewhere so you guys can see it, made a psychological horror adventure game. The way you save your game is by using a diary, and the game is about dreams, hence the name Dream Diary, or Yume Nikki. The story is very simple, and it's also very complex. It depends on how you want to look at it. On the one hand, it's very simple. You're just a girl going through her dreams, and till the end, which I'm not going to spoil now, we'll spoil that later, so I'll tell you when we're about to spoil it. And all you're doing is finding these effects that are basically an egg that lets you put on effects on your character and then putting them down in the main room. That's pretty much it for the story. The rest of the story is up for you. It's how you interpret it, and that's the point of a dream, is how you interpret your dream. It's back in the simpler times, like, for example, with the Atari, you had to make up most of the story. Well, that's the same thing with this. The gameplay is really cool. In the real world, you can't do much. You can go out onto the balcony, explore the room. There is a mini game you can play, but it's not that much fun. If you want to leave the apartment, she'll just shake her head no. The diary is there to let you save, and the bed is how you get to the real game. The dream world is really cool and full of interesting and cool ideas. There are a lot of creepy, disturbing places, and also a few places that are just empty and really makes you feel like you're alone. You can find awesome and interesting effects by interacting with objects and people in your environment. Some give you longer hair, change your appearance, while others give you a weapon, which is your only means to defend yourself. There are creatures that will touch you, and when they touch you, they teleport you to a spot you cannot move and force you to wake up. And how do you wake up? Well, pinching your cheek, of course. The goal of the game is to go through each world and try to find all 24 effects. And I gotta say, it's pretty hard work, but it's kind of fun to see the different effects being used on your character. I mean, when I found out that you can use a knife and start stabbing people, that was freaking awesome. If I were to make one recommendation, though, it would be to get the knife right away. The knife is your most handy tool, because you're gonna need it to defend yourself. But other than that, just go along and explore as much as you can. It's really, really cool to find out all these different areas you can go to. So now we go move on to the ending. So spoiler free, please click on the time indicated at the bottom of the screen. You only have a little more time to do that. Seriously, you should do it now. If you don't want spoilers, you really have to click now. Click now, click now, click now! So, you've gone through all 12 doors, found all the paths, and with that, found all 24 effects. Go to the room with all the doors, and drop all the effects you have. Go to the real world, and walk out onto your balcony. You'll notice some stairs. Go up the stairs, then... Ugh, grim. Let's watch that again. One more time. To be honest, if I had that dream, constantly every single night and I couldn't escape it, I'd probably do the same thing. Yume Nikki is a really cool adventure game. You get to explore strange places, meet really creepy creatures, and also get really awesome effects. Exploring the entire game is so much fun, and even after you collected every single effect, you can go on and see some of the random events that actually happen, which adds replayability. Sure, it's a lot of places are open and barren, and there's not much you can really see, but being able to go on adventures like that, that's how exploring used to be. And with that in mind, I give this game a 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but I never felt scared. And a part of this game is horror. It does make you feel alone in the world. I don't penalize it too much, and it is an indie game, and it was made several years ago, so you can't get too mad at it. If you haven't given this game a try, I suggest you do so. It's really fun and it's really interesting, all the effects. Sure, you might not like it, but hey, it's free, and so it's not everyone's cup of tea. At least give it a try. It's made really well done. And so ends another one of my reviews. This is 101darken saying good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good night.